Hey guys, Tom back again. Welcome to today's section of Life with Galaxy S24. Today I'm going to talk about Galaxy AI, and I'll let you guys know what I think about all the new features, whether it is actually useful or just gimmicky. Alrighty, first item on the list is the real-time translation during voice calls. I kind of get this one and the interpreter one confused because the interpreter one is also live translation as well, available as voice or text input. But my interpretation of the phone live translation is that Bixby screening thing. Whenever you get a phone call, you can just hit the screening button and then the other person can speak who they are and it's going to be translated into a text for you. And I should find this feature to be pretty useful. I think in prior generation it might have just been called Bixby call screening or something, but now it is rebranded under advanced intelligence. But it saved me at least 5 to 10 phone calls. Every time I get a spam phone call, I just swipe it up, let it do the screening, and the majority of the time, if it's a spam call, they just hang up. There was one time where it wasn't a spam call and then the other person actually answered. I did find that one to be helpful. Next on the list is the interpreter function. I know I'm just jumping around, but I feel like this ties in neatly with the translation. So with interpreter, there's two pieces. There's the conversational by voice translation, and then there's also the text translation. First thing on the list is the phone translation. I personally find this to be gimmicky just because I'm never in a situation where I need to call someone, speak to them in another language, and need it to be translated in live time. I'm pretty sure someone somewhere out there traveling around the world, they might find this feature useful. But just me recalling all my prior experiences traveling in different countries like Italy, Japan, where I don't really speak the language, but a lot of time they do speak English, and most of the time I don't even find myself even need to talk on the phone. Have it translated, the person on the other line speak back to me, have it translated back. It's just going to take a while and I just don't find it to be that useful. The text translation, you do have to use the Samsung keyboard to activate it. And I guess it's pretty cool if you're chatting with family members in other countries in different languages. They prefer to type in their language, you can type in yours. I think the idea of it is nice. Me personally, I don't think I'm going to use it that often, and it's not something that I need every single day. So it's a nice to have, somewhat useful, but somewhat gimmicky as well. I just don't find it to be that helpful on a normal everyday basis. The other option is you can copy and paste the text, dump it to translate, copy it back. Does more work. It's nice that Samsung have it all in one place if you use the AI interpreter function by text. So this can be useful, but for me personally, it's a little gimmicky because it's not something I use every single day. Third thing on the list is the Samsung keyboard. I know right now you can do all the automatic compose thing. They can write certain summary for you. They can put in a professional tone, Shakespeare tone. That's never really a need for me to do this. If I want to write an essay or a book, I'll do it on the computer. And I personally prefer the Swift key keyboard. And within that, it has Bing and all these AI tools built in that as well. So you don't really necessarily need to use a Samsung keyboard. I actually prefer the Swift key. So yeah, with all these cool AI tricks, they force you to use the Samsung app and software and platform, but I don't find it convincing enough to actually make me switch keyboard. Samsung Notes, I actually find it to be pretty helpful when you're jotting down notes. They can just summarize it, put in a nice template for you. I actually think that part is really cool. The only downside of that is it's good to be able to take the notes on your phone. I want to be able to use on a computer, but when doing that, I cannot do so because there's no desktop client for it, unless you have a Samsung computer. And I'm not going to buy a whole new computer just to use this thing on the desktop. I guess I can use Phone Link and then connect my phone to my laptop wirelessly. It's kind of a workaround. I prefer to have a full desktop experience mode that is seamless and I can edit my notes anywhere I want. Just like Google Keep, I find Google Keep to be really straightforward and simple. I do wish in the future Google will just make something similar, but in Google Keep, just summarize it, put a nice template, organize it for me. I think the idea of it is really nice. I just wish that I could use Samsung Notes on a computer because it's cool to have all these things on my phone, but I'm actually doing all my work and editing and typing on a computer. So there's a lost opportunity there for Samsung just to lock it to their own platform alone. So once again, another gimmicky AI trick just because it's half useful, but not really. And a lot of these things, like I'm trying to incorporate it to my life and make use of these AI tools, but if I have to go out of my way to do it, then I don't think it's worth it. And Samsung Internet, it allows you to do summary on articles if you're reading about that. I tried doing it just to kind of get a better idea of it, but I don't know, if I'm reading an article, I don't mind just reading through it. And a lot of time articles, they have like a summary at the top anyways. So you kind of get the gist of most articles is reading the quick summary. So the Samsung summary might not always come into play. And I don't find myself to be in many situations where I need long articles to be summarized. Maybe if I'm reading a book or something online, I want it to be summarized in a few sentences. I guess that's possible. But for me personally, everyday life, new dad, just work from home, I don't find any of these things to be useful. The next thing on the list is all the editing tools. They're actually kind of cool in theory. Magic Eraser, that's been around for a few years. Actually, I think it might work better than the Google Magic Eraser hot take there, but you can still notice little weird blotches and stuff in the background. It's not perfect, and moving things around is pretty easily. I don't ever find myself thinking once I take a picture of a chair and I want to move this chair 5 feet to the right. It's a cool concept, and I tried playing around it just for fun. I got this giant sign here at this Tailspar pizza place. I just try to remove it completely and see how it works, and it actually works. They do a good job of filling the background, so they removed the sign and they built a tree in the background. I think that's pretty cool, but I don't know. Unless you do a lot of video editing and things like that, it is kind of a neat trick just to play with. But for me personally, I don't really go back and edit my photos like that and think to myself, what do I want to move around or erase and things like that. It's all neat little tricks, but Galaxy AI, if you think about getting the Galaxy S24 just for these whole suite of tools and things to do, I personally wouldn't do it because it's just not that useful. At least on a normal day-to-day basis, if you're at home, you're not going to use these things every single day. Maybe you're traveling and you're in a foreign country, you can still download the Google Translator app, but there might be some uses for you there. That's very specific and particular. Galaxy AI, I know this is the year of AI in 2023. Everyone wants to use AI in the name because that's the next big buzzwords. I still find it to be gimmicky and not that useful. And even before AI came along, Google was already doing Magic Eraser and all these things, but now even Samsung already have their own version of Magic Eraser before. But now they just want to toss the name AI on it just to make it sound cool. But Galaxy AI, I find it to be gimmicky at the end of the day. I like so many other things about the phone. There's little things that people don't really talk about. It's just the phone is fast. I can unlock it really fast. The battery life is good. I like how there's no fingerprint in the back. Just overall, a really solid phone. Take great pictures, great videos. You're getting it for all those things. Perfect. I just wouldn't get it for the AI features alone. Alright guys, hope you find this video to be helpful. Just want to take a quick moment, give a shout out to my partner Mint Mobile. Currently they offer a 5G plan for as low as $15 a month. You get access to 5G data, text, and calls, so make sure to check them out. Link in the description below. And you do have to buy them 3 months together, but overall it's still a great deal. Let me know if there's anything else you guys want me to cover. Remember to like and subscribe. Please check out day 5 if you haven't already, and see you guys in the next video.